So this is the starting screen of Kletta app designed for the sole traders. And today I'm Bob the plumber, and he has his own business called Bob's Plumbing. And I'm walking through the daily activities that Bob does and how he uses Kletta for capturing the relevant business records. Right. And then coming back to the Kevin's point mentioned earlier, Kletta has been designed around the daily activities of the self-employed people in order to make the digital record keeping as easy and simple as possible. So what does Bob do first in the morning? He drives to the client side. So when he's jumping into his car or van, he will just simply click track mileage. And we have built a nice mileage tracking feature on top of Google Maps. And in the beginning of the journey, he plays start. At the end of the journey, he plays stop. Then he confirms, and that will automatically create a mileage expense into his records. No further actions needed. Right. An alternative way of claiming mileage is to use the function what we call claim mileage. And here you just type in the starting location, end destination, and confirm what was the purpose of the trip. So if you know how to use Google Maps, then you are able to use this as well. So rather simple and easy to use. Okay. So on his way to client side, Bob goes to and buys some. He's working actually now outside of hometown, so he can claim some of the meals. So he's snapping a picture. Kletta recognizes typically the name of the supplier, the amount, and the date. So he can write a brief description. Let us skip this. I will put this on purpose on the wrong expense category so we can easily change that later on. So I'll just put it rent, rates, power, insurance cost, and it's now recorded. Right. Okay. So what Bob does next, he will go and do a little bit plumbing work for one of the household clients in the neighborhood. And okay, it's a plumbing service what he has created in advance. And given it's a small work, he's charging 45 quid for that one. He adds that to the sale. And then he asks from the client that, okay, how would you like to pay for this? Do you want to pay with card, cash? Shall I raise an invoice? And says, okay, let's take card. That's quick and easy. So Bob selects here card reader. And we have integrated the SumUp card reader to the Kletta solution. It's connected via Bluetooth. So what I'll do as a Bob now, I'll just take the card, swipe it in front of the reader. The card payment is taken. And what happens in Kletta is that a 45 pounds sales, i.e. income, is recognized, and then the financial charge, i.e. expense worth of 1.69% is also recorded. So it's effectively a typical SumUp payment, but initiated from Kletta. Okay, then in the afternoon, Bob goes and works for a construction firm, which is obviously work in scope of CIS. Okay, as a result of inflation, he's now increasing the price. He's worked this week 15 hours for this firm. He raises an invoice. And in addition to hours, he has actually, provided a little bit of spare parts there, worth of 120 at the sale. And given that it's a CIS client, we have enabled the CIS invoice feature here. And it's an existing client. I'll demo client is called Beta Construction. Pop reviews, okay, information is correct. No further discounts. You can easily select what's the due date. Due date agreed with the client is 14 days. And he could add here some notes, but for the sake of time, let's just skip it. Great. So invoice has been issued and it has been sent by email to the client. And we can see it here as a list of sales. So, and as you can see here, Kletta has also automatically calculated the CIS deduction amount for the labor part. Okay, so given that this is a cash basis solution, we could simply press here register as paid, or we can click bank and go to the bank feed. Okay, so we can see that, okay, 599, so almost 600 has been received. And then Bob can click reconcile and select which is the outstanding invoice against which he wants to reconcile. Okay, here's the invoice of Beta Construction, clicks that, and hence the reconciliation has taken place. The invoice changes to status paid, and all done. Furthermore, Bob has a nice overview of his income and expenses, possibilities to drill down. And as said, basically by recording his sales, expenses, and journeys through Kletta, he is effectively fulfilling all the requirements for digital record keeping, and everything is captured automatically into his books. Right. So let's quickly review this from the perspective of accountant. So here we are seeing Bob's records through the accounting practice portal. So income, expenses, incurred tax, and then the year-to-date profit. Furthermore, we can see all the bank transactions from the bank account that Bob has connected, income, expenses, mileages, and the sales invoices. So for example, as an accountant, you can go and review the expenses, check that everything looks correct before, for example, doing the self-assessment on behalf of the client. So, okay, now we are on the rents, rates, and power. We can recognize that, okay, this is probably wrong categorization. So you can go and easily change that to the different expense category. As simple as that. Furthermore, we have created quite nice chat functionality. So if you have, for example, some questions regarding some, let's call it expenses, you could ask here from "Hi Bob," and then Bob gets a notification into his mobile app, and he can then, reply, "Yes, sure." Right. So this is obviously a nice way of having an easy, convenient dialogue rather than having a lengthy email chain or chasing people over the phone who are busy doing their business. Finally, at the end of tax year and after the MTD has kicked in 4 times a year, you will be able to see here the records in the form of self-assessment, so SA103. And you can download these easily into Excel file and import into the whichever tax return solution you are using. Going forward, we have also created an API integration with HMRC, so going forward, the tax return can be done also directly from Kletta. So that being said, we are happy to have a more detailed deep dive, either me or Kevin, with anybody who is interested, but this was basically a glimpse of the key features and functionalities of Kletta app and accountant portal.